Hey, this is Chris. Hopefully everyone is having an awesome day. And finally, the Copper Golem update has left Bedrock Edition, and we're on Java Edition Snapshot 25W31A. And yes, I'm finally saying the versions, since I don't want to cause any more confusion. So now we have a few new things on the Java Edition version. So now we have the new variations of the copper lightning rod. So here we go. Yes, and they will react to lightning as expected. And what have I done? So there we go. They're working, and if you don't want it to change, you obviously just wax it, and it's not going to change. But anyway, now we're going to move on to the copper horse armor. So yes, we have new copper armor for horses. So yeah, that was the number one thing that was missing. So Horsican, are you ready to try the new copper horse armor?
Sure, I definitely want to try it.
Alright, I'll just give you some personal space, Horsican. I'll just wait a few seconds. I guess that you have it on already. Ooh, it looks good on you, Horsican.
Thank you, Chris.
No problem, Horsican. And also, how does the armor feel?
It's perfect for hot weather. I think I'm gonna install some copper under my normal armor.
Oh, that sounds like an absolute genius idea, Corsican. Copper is a good heat conductor, although you're probably gonna need a heat sink or a water cooling system. I'll actually leave that to you, Corsican. So yes, Java Edition does have a few new settings, and I think they're pretty interesting, so let me just show them to you. So now we can do attack and destroy as something toggleable. So here we go. I'm just gonna do both of them. So that means that if I try to attack or destroy, I just left click once and it's gonna start mining for you or breaking stuff for you. And yeah, I'm gonna show it on mobs in just a second, and if you want to turn it off, you can just left click again, and yeah, right click will also just place blocks. So let me just grab some blocks, and yeah, it's just gonna start placing them uncontrollably, although you can probably get a rhythm or something. But yeah, let me just deactivate it for a second, and let's abuse the copper golem. Okay, so now it's calmed down, and I'm just gonna left click, and yeah, it's not gonna attack mobs, so don't expect to have an automated farm for mobs. And bros, no. Okay, well, we can always just reset. And there has been a big update on the F3 menu, so no longer is it gonna fill up your entire screen with stuff that you absolutely don't understand. And if this is still too much for you, you can always just hold down F3 and then press F5. And yeah, make sure to exit F3 before doing this, but you can still do it inside this menu. So here we go. So there are a few defaults. So I'm just gonna go to the performance profile, and this is gonna always show the FPS. And once you open it, it's gonna be a lot less information, so it is so customizable now. So I'm just gonna go back in, go to the default profile, which usually doesn't show off anything. And now let me just go back in, and you can customize if these are on or off. So for example, all of these are off, but you can turn them back on. And yeah, I'm gonna turn them back off. So there we go. Now we have a lot more information, and let's just go back in and just choose the default. So my favorite thing is just looking at block, because it tells you what you're looking at, just like the Jade mod. And yeah, I meant to press always. So always is just gonna show it up here, and I'm gonna do that for the FPS too. So yeah, you can see a bunch of information about everything around you. And yeah, since it's still distracting with so much information on there, I'm just gonna choose default profile and move on with my life. Actually, there's something else I'm gonna show you before moving on to copper golem stuff. So we're just gonna scroll all the way down here, and we have the debug renders. So I'm just gonna activate all of them in the F3 menu, and this is a bad idea if you activate absolutely all of them at the same time, because it's gonna give you squares of information that we absolutely don't understand. Well, probably some of you absolutely do understand this. The only thing I've really used is the mob hitbox. I think I've used a video before too, and unfortunately it also causes major lag. And speaking about seeing chunks, unfortunately they have removed the spawn chunks So if you didn't already, you could just put your farms in a spawn chunk and just leave, and your farms would keep working. So that is no longer gonna happen, and you're gonna have to load them up with an ender pearl stasis cannon thing, or just an ender portal, or you being there. But yeah, they're completely deleted. And yeah, there's the other two ways that I've told you about, or there's the command too. So yeah, force load, add, and yeah, do this location right here, and it should be good. But yeah, you probably wouldn't cheat in your survival world, would you? And yeah, this part is going to be a summary of the other two videos I've already done on this. And yeah, we're going to keep an eye on this bro to see if he oxidizes in front of our eyes. But anyway, we just need a copper block and a carved pumpkin, and you can spawn these cute adorable boys right here. And you can honeycomb them if you want, and you can also just peel them back into their original shape and just honeycomb them again. And yeah, for the chest, you're going to have to shift and then right click to do it, because or else it's just gonna open the chest. So I've been an idiot like that before. And yeah, we're gonna honeycomb it, and now I'm gonna show you their job. So we're just gonna spawn a bro over here, and yeah, we have some copper, some redstone, and some diamonds, and he will organize our inventory for us. So he's just gonna go over here and then put the copper in there like a good boy. So there we go. And yeah, this is the only issue I have with them. So they're gonna search every single freaking chest until they find one that doesn't have anything in it. So yeah, they suffer from short-term memory loss apparently. But anyway, we're just gonna now destroy one of these chests over here. Bro, okay, he retired. At least we can replace the tiny dude. But anyway, we have some copper and some redstone in here, and some diamond and some honeycomb in here. So we're basically telling him where we want our stuff already without him guessing. So we're just gonna spawn the bro over here, and he's just gonna hug the chest like always, grab his stuff, and there we go. He's installing the copper in here, and now he's just gonna go back and he's gonna install the redstone, and then he's just gonna go to your chest and do the process like he usually would. Alright, so the bro's done. And yeah, apparently they do go in retirement for a bit, but let's just give him something. And since he's never gonna be able to put anything in these chests because we haven't marked anything, he's just gonna keep holding that item forever, checking chests. So all you want to do is just right click on him and just remove the items. And here we go, and you probably want to remove it from the chest too. And yeah, it's very unfortunate, but I don't have any footage of them turning into statues of my own. So yeah, it's probably gonna be someone else's video, or unless he turns into a statue at the end of the video. But anyway, he's gonna oxidize into either of these poses right here, but you can also change the pose if you want. So we can just go through all of the poses, and each one is gonna give a little bit more redstone. And you can also bring these bros back to life. So let's just peel him back all the way. And there we go, he's alive. He's no longer a statue. That is absolutely awesome, isn't it? And I still find it terrifying that they're always watching and that they're still conscious. Yes, that's from the official Minecraft news article, and I'm gonna link it so you guys can read that. Anyway, we're just gonna craft ourselves a shelf. You just want to grab some stripped log of any type that you want. So here we go, we have crafted some oak shelves, and now this is how they work. So I'm just gonna put something on this slot right here, and something on this slot, and something on this slot. And if you right click, you can just trade with whatever's on the slot right there. So I've just traded right here. I can trade over here. And now I'm just gonna trade all of these to show you something. So yes, these do interact with hoppers. And boom, everything has been sucked up by the hopper right here. And isn't that awesome? And you can also insert stuff, and it'll pick the slot that it thinks should be picked. So yeah, let me just put some shelves in here and the trident, and yeah, it's just gonna do that. I absolutely love this. And yeah, one minor difference is that in Java Edition the shelves can't move, but in Bedrock Edition they can move, although it's a little bit glitchy, so I can see why they didn't do it on Java. But anyway, now we're just gonna add some redstone. So here we go, we have redstone, and it's gonna change the shape of the shelf. So this means that if we right click, it's just gonna take the back 3 inventory slots. And let me just grab my stuff back. And if I add one more, it's gonna take up 6 inventory slots. So here we go. And yeah, we're just gonna do the final one, which is the entire hotbar swap. So here we go. It sucked up our entire hotbar. Isn't that awesome? Although I wish it kind of did it from the start. I don't know if other players do it from left to right too. No, absolutely, I've seen it before. So we're just gonna right click again, grab all of our stuff back, and we're just gonna right click anywhere up here, and it's just gonna swap it. It's just so awesome. I absolutely love that. And yeah, we have all of the copper gear, but before that, I'm just gonna show you how this thing freaking works. So with comparators, I mean. So yeah, here we have a comparator. We're gonna add some stuff. There we go. We're gonna add one more thing, more redstone, and we're just gonna add, why am I taking so long to decide? So, and crystal, and now we have the full redstone signal that's gonna come from this bro right here. And our final things is the copper gear and also the new dye textures. So yeah, we have the new dye textures. I think they look pretty great, and I love how colorful they are. And they're also served on a plate in case you think they're edible. And it's fashion time. So here we go. We're in full copper armor. So it's a little bit better than leather, but it's a little bit less enchantable than iron. And also for the tools, they're stronger than stone tools, but they're also less enchantable. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for today's video. It was a lot of fun recovering this again, and okay, I love how they're trying to cross the wall, but you guys are not gonna get through those walls. And yeah, anyway, don't forget to burn that subscribe button and hit that notification bell if you happen to be enjoying my content. Let's try to get to 10 likes, or else these copper golems are gonna ransack your house and grab everything out of your fridge and everything out of your closet. Oh, that is a little bit threatening. Hopefully they don't steal too much. And yeah, don't forget to have an awesome day or night, and see you all later. Bye!